All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We've got another session with GNTC Recruitment. I'm Jason Gamel. I work with the recruitment office, and in the month of November, we're trying to highlight several of the programs in industrial technologies. So appreciate Phil Shirley taking his time out on this Wednesday afternoon for this 2 o'clock session, in which we learn more about precision machining and manufacturing. And so what we're trying to do for the month of November are highlight different industrial programs at GNTC. And for those that don't know, GNTC, our mission is to train the workforce. And so we do that in a variety of ways. We have 6 campuses within 9 counties that we serve in Northwest Georgia. So we just want to take this time to highlight some of the industrial programs. So Phil, appreciate you joining us today. And as we highlight precision machining and manufacturing, Phil, I'll turn it over to you to sort of share a little bit about the program, then I might interject with some questions, okay?
All right, I'll probably skip over a few things, but you'll let me know.
Yes,
precision machining manufacturing used to be machine tool, but basically it's metal cutting. If you imagine some machining or metal working is welding, and then you have fabrication, sheet metal, and so with that, we work in a different discipline. Precision machining works in metal cutting. We use equipment, machines to hold and grip the work and then remove metal. And kind of like a sculptor. A sculptor takes a big rock and removes everything that's not a part. And that's what we do. We take raw stock in big pieces, we load in machinery, and we cut it in certain shapes and precision, usually very precise shapes. And then those parts are used in industry. And I train my students to work in most any industry local. If there's anything made, almost everything manufactured has machining in some way. The students I've trained, they go to work, and some in the carpet mill, obviously, this is Dalton, but then there's other aerospace, automotive, and race teams, and Mercy, any kind of product. There's in locally, just in this local area, within probably a 15, 20-mile radius of the campus, there's easily 24 machine shops, big and small. So they employ a lot of people, and most of these people are companies you might not have heard of, but they make parts you may not recognize, but these parts do jobs you would know. And they help build machinery for the local industry and support a lot of other things, engineering, and also the welding and fab jobs I mentioned earlier, the supplement all those. So they work together. And then my students, my program has a variety of things. It has a diploma and it offers certificates, short-term training, but it also has a diploma, which is probably the most popular thing students sign up for. And we have an associate's degree option. That associate's degree is transferable with credits in the SACS accredited school. And we have a common articulation of sorts with Kennesaw into their engineering program. So I've had several students leave from my program and go pursue an engineering track. So you got a lot of options, a lot of variable and variety of jobs. I have 23 years, and my graduates have. They're scattered in the wind. Some work in their own shops and have bought machines and have their own business. Others work for Delta Airlines and medical supply companies and just Mercy pump companies and electric motors and just unreal. I never know what they do. Some work in the poultry business, building parts for poultry. So it's a good job. It's always in demand as long as there's something being made. And the jobs are good and the pay is decent. Not knowing what the other programs and the expectation, but the pay is usually now as you're starting, it's in the high teens, 17, 18, usually starting, and it goes up within a year or two. And most of my graduates will probably be in the low 20s in a year or two, a couple of years probably. So, and a good thing, it supports, like I say, it's such a staple trade. It supports a lot of things local, and yeah. I'm not sure what I got glazed over, Mr. Jason, but
Yeah, well, let me ask you a couple of questions. Now, I know precision machining is offered at our Floyd County campus with Bart Jenkins down there as the instructor.
yes,
And then you're the instructor at the Whitfield Murray campus.
correct.
And I believe there's, well, I know, I'm just sharing with those that are listening in, there's a lab at both facilities. So your lab, do you want to tell them a little bit about your lab and what
Absolutely. I'd like to give you a
we
walk-in
have?
tour. Yeah, I'd like to give you a walk-in tour of it. We actually have a YouTube video up on our website about it. That it talks about the machinery, and we have a very nice facility. It's some of the most modern equipment out in the industry. Very, very clean, very nice lab, and then well supplied and kind of a new. Well, I'm in a brand new facility, so I'm kind of partial to that. I'm very lucky in that regard. Um, but yeah, it's got great. It's got some of the leading industry machinery, which is, in my opinion, is Haas. But Haas machinery, which if you look that up online, if you're interested, you would see that there's plenty of opportunities to run and work on the same equipment that you trained on at the college. But we also have the manual machinery. We also have hands-on training for, like I mentioned earlier about the sheet metal fab. We do bench work, what we call bench work, which is drill presses and table work and saws and cutting and lots of that and finish work, you know, uh, drill presses and mercy. We have a little bit of everything. We're kind of self-sufficient, meaning that if we're here in the shop and we break something, a gear, or something, we have everything we need here to make another one. Yeah. So and we do that very often. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question too, Phil. Like in recruitment, and of course, I was been working with the college now, but one thing that always amazed me is the training equipment because it prepares students for that workforce situation. And we're real fortunate in the technical college system to have that
Yeah.
first class training facilities. But like if a student or maybe a parent's listening out to this today, if they're trying to think about, well, how do I know if precision machining is for me? What kind of guidance would you
Ah,
share with them? And yeah,
sure. And I get, you get a lot of that from students that are
yeah,
interested and they want to come by and see what the program's about. They're always welcome. And if anybody wants to contact me, my information, as is Bart's information, is on our website under our program. And you contact us by email or call us. You're always welcome to come over and take a tour. Bring your parents or bring whoever you would like as a guest, and we'll tour the lab and look over the facility, and I'll describe a little bit about what the students do and what will be involved, and kind of guide you through that. Because Jason mentioned, one of the important things we do is workforce development. Most of our students get financial aid and are qualified for financial aid. All of my students receive extra financial aid, being the Hope Career Grant and then some of the other things, but they also have the benefit of some of our other grants through the foundation, which buys books and tools for our students that they use here so they don't have pocket expenses. So all those things need to be explained to prospective students when they come over. Help them make a better choice about what they're doing because most everybody's limited to two things, time and money. So we want to use them very wisely. So our goal is to find interested people and we get them here and we want to make sure that they get in the program they want, but they get through it as quickly as possible. So the faster you get through here, the better it is for me and you, the quicker you start working and earning money. Yeah. So we want to make sure that you know what you're doing and get into that. Students change majors often, and we like that in some way because it means you're moving towards something you're interested in, you know, and that's the hope. That's our hope. Once again, is to help people find that and career choice and make the right choice and move forward into being a I guess a graduate and then being employed. That's the goal of the college. And very few colleges have that. We're different. A technical college system in Georgia is much different than the Dalton College or the Kennesaw College or the university system. I mean, they shuffle you through and they kick you out the door. Nobody follows up to see if you've been employed. We have career services. We have a lot of things in place, but we also have a lot of recruitment through our programs with local industry. They know who we are. They actively recruit out of our program. So we have jobs waiting on people. But as a program chair, director, we are also accountable for whether or not you get hired. When you come to this college, we're in some measure responsible to make and follow up to see that you've been not only trained and graduated, but also employed, which is the whole point of coming to school, not to be educated, but to be employed. You know, yeah. So,
Phil, I think this is great information shared today. If students or those that are interested in precision machining want to reach out to the Whitfield Murray campus, they can contact you through your email, like you said, it's provided. But let's go ahead and it's P Shirley. Is that correct?
Shirley, P-S-H-I-R-L-E-Y, and then at GNTC.edu.
Okay, so P Shirley at GNTC.edu. And then go ahead and share your office number if you don't mind.
Yeah, office number 706-712-0712.
All right.
706-712-0712. That's my direct line number at my office. And it's common. I keep a close eye on that. I don't know, currently our classes, we are meeting now with restriction. We're under the COVID restriction.
Yes.
We don't know how much longer that will last, but we are meeting in the lab. My classes currently run. You take a class, it's Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule. So, for example, if you take a class, you'd meet Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Or if you took multiple classes, you would come Monday through Thursday. But we are in class and in lab, but the courses are web enhanced and everything is online. So what will happen if we have any incident, which knock on wood, blessing that we haven't, that we would have be able to continue our lessons and our work online. But obviously machining, like many other trades, it's hands-on. So anything we can do to keep you engaged and here on the machines or in the lab making parts and pieces, then we're going to do so without doing that. But we are web enhanced, so if we have to do our classes remotely, we will. So,
yeah. Well, Phil, I appreciate so much you sharing this information today about precision machining and manufacturing. If we can help you in any way at GNTC, we want you to reach out to us by phone, email, through our website, gntc.edu. A lot of information there. And
yes.
You got anything to share, Phil? I was going to say, yeah.
No, thank you, Jason. It's such an honor. And then, the students that see this, and I would say many times are apprehensive about just reaching out. Spend time as an advice to anybody, something we touched on earlier. Spend the time to investigate. Don't just look at the job itself, but look at the program, but look at the jobs you will get, the money you will make, and the opportunities and where it leads to, and that's good advice to any prospective student. And I think in that regard, we do pretty good. We've got a lot of graduates that have good paying careers that have done well,
Yeah.
So we're proud of that. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today. We're going to wrap up this session. We've got a few more sessions coming up in November where we highlight industrial programs. Please check us out. And if we can help you out, we want to at GNTC. Okay. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you, Jason. Bye.